Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat Piston SR. This is their roof-mounted bike rack, and we're going to be checking it out on our 2022 Ford Maverick. You can use this with a roof rack or something like a ladder rack or an over-the-bed rack. We're using it here today, and if you were to compare it to using it with a roof rack, it's not going to be that much taller. That's probably going to be the main thing we talk about in reference to how it is to live with it, because roof-mounted bike racks, you've got to lift your bike up a bit higher to get it in place. So if it works well on here, chances are if you have a roof rack, it's going to work very similarly there. Now to get this opened up is really straightforward. You can just press down on the arms, and these little safety latches are going to pop out, and we can hit the buttons on the integrated pistons to open up the arms. That's really nice for the piston because it makes loading and unloading pretty easy. Very few things to press, and I can grab my bike. With this, you can hold up to 67 pounds, which is a lot of weight. Now, I wouldn't necessarily want to lift that much weight up and overhead, and if I did, I'd probably be bringing the step ladder with me, or a step stool rather. But it's cool to know that it's built well enough to handle that kind of weight. Getting it up in place, like I mentioned before, is a little bit difficult, but not impossible. With it up here, I will say I'm exactly 6 feet tall, so you can maybe use that as a bit of a height reference for yourself. And just pull these arms in. You'll hear that ratcheting mechanism start to click. I will say I don't feel like I have a great amount of leverage from down here, but it is enough to get it secured and in place. And up there, you can probably notice now, we're not making any sort of frame contact with the bike either. So it is a carbon frame bike. It's going to work just fine up there. Alternative frame bikes are going to work really well too. It can support a maximum wheelbase of 53 inches and a max tire width of 5 inches. So as far as what kind of bikes this is going to accommodate, it's a really wide range. If you look at the arms on the pistons here, it's got a Kashima coating that's going to keep these things operating really smoothly for a long period of time. And the way it clamps on is around our crossbars. There's a variety of different bolts that come with this, 4 different thicknesses of bars. You can see ours are pretty thick today, and it works on there just fine, sliding along the whole length to get this centered up however we want. There's an integrated cable lock on the back end here, so you can get your bike locked up. And as far as the clamps go, they do use a specially keyed tool, so they have a security aspect there too, because you can't get it loosened up without that tool. And as far as getting the bike unloaded, it's going to be the same process but in reverse. Here's where the pistons are going to come in really handy, because we can just hit that button to open up the arms, and then take our bike and just set it down on the ground. I'll take some time to set this over to the side. And then all you have to do is close up the arms. For that, it's pretty straightforward because we're not trying to put too much pressure on there. And we can just push those little catches back in place. So if the buttons ever did accidentally get pressed, they're not going to open themselves up on our roof. You can see right there, they're going to be just fine until you release that catch. With the bike unloaded, we can point out right here the adjustment for different wheel sizes. There's just 2 tabs on the top that you'll pinch together, slide it up and down, and it'll lock in place for those different tire sizes. And when it's all folded up like this, it's very compact, only sticks up from the top of the crossbar a couple of inches, so it's not adding too much height to your roof, and I think it looks really good too. Overall, it's a very functional bike rack, works with a lot of different bikes, and I think as far as it goes on the Ford Maverick, it's a really nice fit. Thanks for watching.